Today, I want to talk with you about something we call a financial backup parachute. When a skydiver jumps out of a plane, they have their main chute, but they always have a backup just in case something goes wrong. And so the question is, do you have a financial backup plan or financial backup strategy just in case things don't go exactly as you plan? So, for example, do you have a financial backup plan in case the market tanks just before you get ready to retire? You know, that's happened 3 times just in the last 23 years. 2000 to 2002 was a down period. 2008 was another down period. And then 2022. Now, if you were getting ready to retire just before any of those events, you would have seen your retirement account shrink by 20 to 40%. So if you had a 401k with $400,000 in it and it shrank by 20%, that's an $80,000 loss. If it shrunk by 40%, you're talking about $160,000. So how would that impact your retirement? Well, for most people, they couldn't retire. So as a result, they postponed their retirement. But what's interesting is to have that happen 3 times in the last 20 years, some people have been impacted by it all 3 times, and they really have not been able to retire at the level that they wanted to. Well, in addition to that, what is your plan if something like that happens in the middle of your retirement? In other words, you're drawing money out and the market starts going down. It goes down 1, 2, 3 years, just like it did in 2000 to 2002. How big of a problem is that going to be for your retirement? It could be devastating. And so the question is, do you have what we call a volatility buffer, something that will mitigate or reduce the impact of these down years during your retirement? We could actually show you how to buffer against and protect against these market downturns while you're retired. In addition to that, what about taxation? If I were to ask you, do you think taxes are going to be higher in the future or lower? The vast majority of people think they're going to be higher. And if they're going to be higher, then what is your strategy to deal with higher taxation during your retirement? Not only taxation on your retirement accounts, but taxation on your Social Security. There's so many different ways that the government can get at your retirement dollars. So what's your backup plan? What's your strategy just in case those things happen? And what about inflation? We've been experiencing some of the highest inflation we've seen in 40 years. And if that were to happen during your retirement for an extended period of time, it could literally derail or devastate all your planned retirement processes, because at 8% inflation over a decade, in fact 9 years, the cost of living doubles. And if you look at history, if you go back to the 70s when the federal government actually created the Consumer Price Index, the way that they measure things today is different than how they did it back then. And most people are suggesting that if they use the same format that they did back then, that inflation wouldn't be 7 or 8%, it'd be closer to 10 to 12, maybe even 13%. Because what happens now is that when anything spikes, energy, food, health costs, whatever happens to spike that may skew the numbers, the federal government takes them out of the equation. So it's not really accurate. It is definitely not accurate. And as a result, you have no way of knowing for sure what you may be encountering. So you need an overall financial plan that really helps you navigate this new economic future that we're living into. We continue to tell people the economic future is way different. It is a new financial paradigm. It's requiring a new way of thinking. And we'd like to do that for you. So yeah, take a minute and click on the link below. Schedule a free 30-minute, no obligation consultation with us so we can help you kind of get on track. And you know, if you're not quite ready for that, maybe you want to take advantage. I've written a book. It's a very short book. It's easy to read, and it's designed. The name of it is Financial Certainty for Life. And all we're doing in this book, all I wanted to do was give people an idea of some of the things that they're going to be facing in the future that you may not be aware of, that are going to have tremendous impact on how we live financially in the future, particularly if we're heading towards retirement. So you can get the book. The book is free. We'll pay the shipping. Click on the other link to get registered to get the book. In addition, we have at strategicwealthbuilder.com. We've got an entire educational video library that we'd like to share with you. You can click on that link and get registered to get access to that. And We'd love it if you'd subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're posting stuff to that channel all the time, and you would get notified with those when we post those videos. We really would love to have the opportunity to visit with you and help you get a stronger foundation, a stronger financial foundation and education that will help you in this new economic future. So take a minute and schedule your consultation today. Thanks.